So when you're first learning how to play guitar, it's very common for the fingertips of your left hand to get very sore to the touch. And it's almost going to be painful to press the strings down with your left hand. And that's completely normal when you're first starting out. But one thing you can do is take your guitar to your local guitar shop and tell the guitar technician there that you want to have your guitar set up. And having your guitar set up means they're going to lower the action of your guitar. And lowering the action, all it means is lowering the strings down closer to the fretboard. So the strings will be closer to the fretboard and easier to press down. And they'll be nice and comfortable to press down with the left hand. It makes playing your guitar a lot more fun. And you don't want to tell them you don't want it too low, because if it's too low, then your guitar could buzz, the strings could buzz against the fretboard, and that's not a good sound. But they'll know what to do if they're an experienced guitar tech. And so for starters, what they'll do is they'll take a tool and they'll measure the string height at different locations down the fretboard. And if it's too high, they will. There's different things they can do to adjust the string height. And one of the things they can do, there's this little white piece down here near the where the strings are resting on at the bridge. They can pop that piece out. That's called the saddle, and they can shave down the bottom part of the saddle and then pop it back in and put your strings back on, and then the strings will be lower at this side of the guitar. And then one other thing they'll do, they'll check the relief of your guitar. And if you look down your guitar neck like this, you can see that there's a slight bend in the guitar neck, just like this. It'll be bending upwards like this. You don't want it bending the opposite direction like this, and you don't want it flat. You want it just bending upwards, slight bend. That's the best way to have your guitar neck, is slight relief. And what they'll do to adjust the relief, they've got this tool called a truss rod adjustment tool, and it's kind of like this little Allen wrench that guitar techs have. And you can see, if you look inside the sound hole, there's a little drilled out hole on most guitars. Sometimes the hole is up here at the headstock. But they stick that truss rod tool in there, they turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on how the relief is. And they can adjust the bend in your neck. There's basically this rod that runs up and down your neck that they're adjusting, and it tightens it and loosens it. Definitely don't do this unless you know what you're doing. You want an experienced tech to do that, because you can damage your neck if you don't know what you're doing. And then third thing they can do is they can adjust the grooves that the strings rest in here at the nut, at this white piece right there. And they've got these little tools they can sand down slightly the grooves to make the strings a little closer on this side. So definitely consider doing this to any guitar that you buy. You always want your strings to be nice and low at all points up and down the neck, because it's a lot more fun to play. I do this with all the guitars that I buy and own for the first time, is have them set up. So consider doing that for sure. It typically costs anywhere from $30 to $60, I think, depending on the guitar tech that you go to. So if you have any questions about this process, just click the contact link at the top of the website. Try to answer any questions you might have. And anyways, hope to see y'all at the rest of this beginner country guitar lesson series at countryguitaronline.com.